work to do. I'm knocking it out the dead. I'm away, cause I'm on the loose. No time for games, no time to lose. Look at your neck, shit, I got the move. Look at your neck, shit, I got the move. This is the day, you got to choose. Either get up and play, or lay down and snooze. Look at your neck, shit, you got the move. Look at your neck, shit, you got the move.
What's up? I am AI the Anomaly, and this is Behind the Canvas. I'm excited to be here, excited that you all are here. And I just wanted to really briefly talk about why in the world I'm doing this. Because of my first project, well, the latest project, I think that's about my second or third one, but my latest project is called Blank Canvas, and it dealt with the idea of taking a beat and just painting a portrait on it through the use of lyrics, through the use of experiences, whatever the case is. And the more that I dug into that project, the more that I said, you know what, people see me as a lyricist, but they may not see the things that I'm doing outside of that. What am I doing right here in my city? So I wanted to showcase to people the process behind my music, but the process behind me as a wife, as a mother, as an educator, as a creative. And this right here would be like the first interview of someone who I look up to, who I think is definitely dope. Not just on the mic, because for me, it's dope to be on a mic and be dope, right? But you have to be more than that, in my opinion. You definitely have to be more than that, especially within this genre. As Christians, ministry is the outgrowth of oneself. So what are you doing outside of the bars? What are you doing boots on the ground? Like, how are you touching your community? Do you know your neighbors? Who are you beyond social media? And are you intentional with your lyrics when it comes to creating music? So I am privileged and honored that I have my label mate, Datin, here with us to kind of understand the process and the heart behind this project that he just put out called CHH Ain't Dead, Volume 1. So you know what that means if it's Volume 1, but I'll let him talk about that. So without further ado, we're gonna hop in and have him join us and dig into some questions and see what this is all about. All right, here we go. All right, so first things first, we're going to deal with concept. I got four main subjects or what have you. It's concept, creativity, collaboration, and commitment. And so those are the four spaces that we're going to jump into. The first one is concept. Okay. So first and foremost, the title CHH Ain't Dead, to me, it implies that it was dead, or the idea that it was dead existed. So my question to you, what are some factors that exist that would lead people to believe that CHH was or is dead?
Well, first, it was just inspired by a tweet I seen from someone who left the genre. They were once a part of the genre. I believe, this is not a hard stance or accusation. I believe it didn't work out for them like they planned, and they turned around, walked away from the faith, and gave the genre a middle finger. And made a post like, yo, CHH is dead, except for, I forgot what two artists they named. Obviously, there was like probably two of the top dudes. So after reading that, and just recently coming off a tour, so now people may think about, yo, it's dead because nobody's selling like Lecrae and Andy, and they don't even want to be a part of it. At the time, they were, they kind of crossed over. So they may have saw it like that, but I'm looking at it from the perspective of, on a Tuesday night, we did a show in Oceanside, packed that thing out by the grace of God, and many people responded to the call as we gave the gospel.
Dope.
Nothing dead can do that. And it's not dead. I mean, it's alive, not because of our efforts. It's alive because these things, that scenario I just described, is evidence that Jesus Christ is still involved. His Holy Spirit is still at work. He's still using it. And people are responding to the call of the gospel through hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
Amen. Right.
You can use anything.
Amen.
So as you make a claim like that, not only are you disrespecting the Lord,
Right.
right? It's a like you blaspheming the Holy Spirit. You know what I'm saying? You're saying he's not at work,
Right.
basically, over here, and this is dead. Then you're like disrespecting his workers. So my man ain't qualified to make that call. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's a fact. So that joint pissed me off. And maybe my response wasn't the best at the time,
Yeah.
but I went and grabbed my pen and wrote a song, Dumb Fast. It was
Right.
titled CHH Ain't Dead. Now, just to give you some background, I do the Shook Challenge in November of 2018. Joint does well. What it showed me was CHH was definitely not dead. We had like 1,200 submissions.
Right.
All these new artists, mad dope artists that I got to
mad dope.
Yeah, so I was like, yo, CHH definitely isn't dead. Like, let's put this compilation out. Let's feature some of these people and let's show everybody, what we mean.
Dope.
It's definitely not dead.
Dope. And I appreciate you for doing something like this to showcase that. I feel like people may say that for multiple reasons, but I think sometimes you have to be intentional about making statements. Perhaps there's a lot of hurt, which is going to be everywhere. Perhaps there's a lot of faulty business decisions that are being made, which can happen anywhere. Perhaps there are some things that may happen within this space that we are concerned about. But to say a blanket statement like CHH is dead, like you said, like, nah, nothing is dead about it. It's just things within it that we may want to be like, that needs to change. But understanding that we are humans, and so humans have flaws, and we should be striving towards perfection. So, I'm definitely excited to see the statement being out there, and that there's some dope artists, and they can hold it up. They can definitely do their thing. So let's jump into the next question. You're known, at least how I view you. You're known to be like one of CHH most the consistent advocates for CHH culture, and one who also reproves it. You've collaborated with artists who are like top tier. You've collaborated with people that other people may not know. I feel like you really make a point to make it known about artists who are dope, and you'll share that they're dope. And you have this kind of unity when you move. You speak your mind about issues surrounding the body of CHH. So my question is, what did it take to get to this point? What point in creating this project, which is indicative of who you are and what you stand for? So what did it take to get to this space?
It was a whole lot. There's a lot that people don't know, and it would probably be irrelevant for them to know. So initially, like I said, the idea was birthed from the Shook Challenge. I was excited to have all these people making these submissions. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, I'm gonna take all the finalists, or at least everyone that I posted, and I'm gonna invite them and give them this opportunity to be a part of this project, right? So they do so. I give them a deadline right away. We're on it, right? Making submissions. The first stall came from some of the verses weren't up to par. It's kind of some of them was whack. Some of them they were just rushing. And I'd be like, I'll give them another chance. Like, yo, look, you can try again, but this isn't up to par, or it was off concept. Yeah, that's one of the most difficult things in the world, getting a bunch of people to work on one project. Right. And then you see that, and if anybody's in here that's one of them, I hope they don't take offense to it, but it's like, yo, if you be like write a rhyme about puppies and kittens, you fighting about lions, tigers, and bears. Like, I'm like, oh, yo, man, this wasn't off, you was hecka off subject. So I can't let that fly. Anyways, so that took a long time. Then I finally get the second wave of verses back. Then the engineer starts having health complications, like some pretty bad ones. So I had already gave him a deposit. So I ain't got to get all into this. I had to Now, leave him with the deposit. I'm not going to strip him away of it. Has a family, has needs. It's not his fault that he can't do it. I just don't want to wait for him to recover. I have to go raise up enough money or get enough money.
Right.
I have to pay another engineer.
Right.
You feel me? So that took a long time. And then why you have this volume 1 is I'm like, all right, we're so far removed from the Shook Challenge that people probably aren't even interested in these new cats. You know what I'm saying? How could I reignite the interest? How could I spark the interest? And that's when I was like, yo, I'll do a whole new joint, a whole new album.
Right.
Feature the more prominent cats that I've always wanted to work with. We'll do that, and then when we reintroduce now volume 1 has become volume 2, but it's still getting refined.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's almost becoming a new thing also.
Right.
Then, people will be more interested. I want to create, I'm not saying there'll be a 3, 4, 5. I don't know. There will most definitely be a volume 2, probably in 2 to 3 months. It's almost done. Dope. So, I might want to keep this going, keep a series of this going, give up-and-coming artists who are dope, who love the Lord, a platform to be heard.
That's super dope, man. Definitely, and definitely looking forward to it, to the next one. And then later on, we're going to talk about those collaborations too, because I think that's very, very key. But I want to get into the creativity, like my thing, like visuals and things like that. I wanted to talk about the cover art, and I wanted to know, like, what was the process? Like, why choose the animation or the cartoon look? Why choose to have so many characters in a space? Usually you'll see like the artist on a cover. If they're going to use their likeness, they're going to have their face on a cover, but you have multiple people on that cover. Just tell us a little bit about what was the process behind choosing the art and like choosing the person that's going to create that art. Like, tell us a little bit about that.
All right, so my man Torrance Reed, Black Tiger Art, he did all of the covers, right? He worked on a cover for my man Philo. That was super dope, and on the back cover he drew me on it because I featured on the album. So I remember like, yo, that's dope. I'll put this in my back pocket. If I ever want to do something animated, I'll call out to the studio. So when I thought of the whole CHH Ain't Dead idea, I thought of like a superhero thing, like we're fighting to keep, to save the genre,
right?
So like if we're God's army, God's superheroes. So, and I also, why I wanted to include everybody on the cover is because this isn't. My name is on it only because I invested the time and the money and all that.
Right.
But it's not my project. It's the genre's album. It's everybody that was on the cover. It's theirs too.
Right.
And, I wanted everybody to feel like this was a win for CHH. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
A team effort. It's not Datin's victory. It's our victory. And I feel like by the grace of God, that was expressed because I saw Wande in her stories post that we made it to 5 and she put gang.
That's what's up.
JT, Shepherd, everybody's like, yo, my man George Rose was on the album. They like, yo, look where we at.
That's what's up, man.
That's exactly how I want everybody to feel. It's not me, it's us.
Yes.
Look where we at. Look what God did. And we're his children, just humble servants. We just serving him.
Right.
So that's why I wanted everybody else drawn on the cover. Of course, we have to take the practical into consideration.
Yeah.
So it needs to be listed as an artist. Of course it's mine. I'm putting out the money.
Right.
Push it, whatever. But if it were up to me, every song would be listed and fall under that artist, in their category, on their Spotify, on their a part of their discography. But, I understand that not everybody wants that to happen because it may get in the way of what they're doing.
Right.
That's how I wanted everybody to feel like this is theirs. If you were involved, it's your album too. It's not mine. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Dope. And that's kind of what I felt looking at it. I love how how focused and like y'all look like vigilantes, like y'all going after something. It's just like, and coming together as one, unification. It shows that it's really dope, man. I love the you said Black Tiger art created the cover. I think he did a really good job. Even your moving graphic was good with the like. It looks like the flames are coming in. Was that him that did that too?
Nah, I did that myself.
Oh, look at you, a little creative genius.
Yeah.
But I thought it was pretty dope.
All the moving art you see, I did them joints.
That's really dope. Yeah, I love that moving effect. It's really dope. So really quick, another question within that creativity space. I think we only have time for one, but my question is, what song from the project, and I know this could probably be difficult, I know it will be for me, but what song do you feel really showcases your artistic lyrical ability?
Ooh, I would probably say Alive and Well. I was able to, I have certain, like a checklist for me, the certain things that you want to do. God gives you the message. Of course, he's giving you the talent. It's his.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, yo, I want to keep this rhyme scheme going. You know what I'm saying? Just to challenge myself.
Mm-hmm.
I love the technical side of it. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? So, a challenge for me is to be able to tell a story
Right.
with clarity, yet keep the rhyme scheme consistent. And when I'm done, those things, it's just like a painter. When the painter paints and sits back, it's like, man, this look good.
Yeah.
Like, that's how I feel. So Alive and Well, I was able to give my testimony about how secular hip hop affected me. And then on the second verse, after it's done its damage, how God used Christian hip hop to hit the seed, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To lead me to salvation.
Yeah.
So I was able to tell that story. I feel I communicated that effectively and keep the rhyme scheme going. For and the second verse, I kept the scheme going for like 24 bars.
Ooh.
But it's times like that where I also know, like, man, you can't, when people be like hip hop is demonic, it's of the devil.
Yeah.
They don't understand how, like, yo, the Lord just be it. I'm not that smart. I'm not that creative. When I'm driving and the scheme is just coming to me, I'm like, yo, that's God.
Right.
That's God. I think that's why you hear secular rappers and all that always talk about God. They really don't know God, but they have this, they acknowledge him. Is because there's the spiritual connection to the gift. The gift comes without repentance. So though they're not using it in a way that honors God, he's giving it to them. They sense him, they feel him because they feel the connection to the gift. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I believe it's a God-given gift that is just corrupted. You know what I'm saying? There's many things. Sex is a God-given gift that the enemy has planted a seed to corrupt. You know what I'm saying? Many different things. Just the ability to see. All of that.
Right.
Yeah. Anyways, I know that was God behind those verses.
Yeah, that's definitely dope. I noticed that you have that like ability to keep that syllable count going and going and going. I'm like, man, this dude, he just going and going. Like, it's really dope, man. It's definitely dope. And what you do with your vocal tones, and you did a lot of different, switches and different sounds, or the use of your voice in different ways on this project, I thought was dope. And the different ways that you use cadences on some of the beats. I'm like, oh, he ain't never do that before. This is pretty interesting. I thought it was pretty dope to showcase like your versatility. Sometimes we could be used to a certain type of Datin as an artist, but you were able to show like, I could do a lot of different things. And I thought that was pretty interesting throughout the project. And I thought it was pretty like brave, because I know me, when I get in my pocket, I'm like, this my thing. And I sometimes it's like, I could try something different just to kind of test myself. And you know how sometimes you'll do it and it's like, this is really not me, but let me just put it out and see what's up.
I went through that.
Yeah.
I went through that when like as I was working on this particular one, CHX Volume 2 is a little harder. It's still wavy and all that, but
Yeah.
it got some real hard records. Make you
Yeah.
want to punch a demon in the face. But with this one, was a little more commercial. And as I worked on each individual song, I kind of would tell my wife, like, yo, this might be one of my better bodies of work. Like, yo, I'm enjoying this joint. And when I put it together, I was like, oh man, I hate it. Like, like you start. It wasn't that I hated the music. It was like you said, I'm out of my comfort zone.
Yep.
And I'm trying different things. I never did that snot rag.
Yeah, yo, that joint crazy.
I just puzzle. I don't. The sloppy, lazy.
I bet it felt weird too, right?
It felt weird until I recorded it though. When I heard it back, I'm gonna be honest with myself. Like, yo, if it don't sound authentic, I'm gonna leave it alone.
Cutting it, yeah.
But I was like, yo, all right, this joint is dope. But you get scared. So while I kind of was like, yo, I don't know, man. It was fear. I was like, yo, the people are gonna reject it. It's not what they expecting. I would tell my friends that, like, yo, I don't know if people gonna expect this from me. They may not receive it well. Yeah. And they did. They definitely did.
Because it just shows versatility. It gives us a little something different. And I think that's good. When it sounds good, you know, you don't want to do something and force it. You know, you want to do it and do it to the best of your ability in the way that you do it, but it has to sound effective or it has to sound good. Yeah. All right, so I want to get into this next section. So we did concept, we did creativity, and now I want to talk about collaborations. So I want you to take us down this roadmap of the track list, right? After reviewing it, I think I counted about 24 features across 13 tracks, man. So I already know that had to have been very, very difficult and probably taxing as well. Like, let's just be honest. Just to get one feature, sometimes it's like, yo, send me the verse. Like, I need that so I can stay on task and stay on target. So 24 features had to be really, really interesting. So being specific here, I want to know what was the process in finding these features? And then the other thing is that you have to be somewhat like on point with understanding who sounds good with who's going to sound good on what beat, how they mesh with each other. Like, what's the process of this collaboration that you did? Plus, I know you wanted more. I'm pretty sure you wanted more.
There was I probably reached out. I probably only got turned down by like 2 people. They just ain't respond. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They ain't even. It's not that they said no. I just didn't get a response.
Yeah.
But I literally got everybody that I wanted to work with, from Jerry Manna, you know what I'm saying, to I always wanted to work with him, with Paris, with Cannon is somebody I've been wanting to work with. So getting features back from a lot of guys on the album definitely was stressful. Like, yo, man, don't mean to get at you, but yo, I need my verse, bro.
I'm just checking in real quick.
There was records that were supposed to be, Volume 1 was actually probably going to be 17 joints, but without the interlude and the outro.
Okay.
So I was going to fit that in there some other way without it being its own track.
Yeah.
You feel me? But those records got pushed back to Volume 2 because they still haven't got me the verses.
Right.
But I think with the tricks I got up my sleeve, they're going to be worth the wait. There's going to be some crazy features. But anyways, I was intentional about everybody on there. I wanted to work with all those dudes. I always wanted to do a record with Eshawn. Everybody.
That track is fire.
So nobody had to, I never just sent the beat to anybody and they had to, you know, like, yo, just come off the top of the head with whatever came to them. I gave everybody a reference. So if they was going to murder me on the record, they was going to murder me on the record because I already sent them my verse, the hook. All they had to do was follow the pattern and the concept there. So as I did that and I laid all my verses down and my hooks, then I would start I narrowed down a group of artists that I want to work with. You know what I'm saying? Some of them I just couldn't find spots for. Like you said, I could force him to be on this record, but this is not his type of record. You know what I'm saying? So you got a joint like Top Speed Running, and I'm like, I can create to this like that New York, that New York catchy hook, you know what I'm saying? That it's hard, like go all the way up or something. Like it's hard. I still want to make it single worthy.
Right.
Who would fit? And I thought Eshawn, like, man, Eshawn would kill this one. Sent it to him. He was with it. Him and Jeremiah.
It was good.
Yeah, all those records. Sometimes one artist, like a Jerry Manor, I could hear him on two different joints. I sent them two, you know what I'm saying? I sent them Wake Up and I sent them Walking While Blind. He was like, I'm going to do Walking While Blind. Then with the Walking While Blind, I was like, yo, Shepherd, you know? It all worked out. It was God. He gave me favors. Some dudes, to their credit, like a Shepherd. No, not like a Shepherd. Shepherd took a little while, but I still love him. He got me his Rockstar JT. I gave him the verse. My man got me the verse back the next day. Kiwi got it back in 4 days. Cannon got me the verse back stupid fast. Like, there was a lot of dudes who really came through for me where, you know what I'm saying? I was like, dang, man, praise God.
That's super dope, man. I just, seeing that there was 24, I just was like, ugh. I already know that was a tough one. That had to be tough.
Yeah.
Not to mention, production, the engineers and the mixing, how many producers did you work with?
Ooh, a lot. I don't have the record, the number off the top of the head, but a bunch of people. The thing is, so the reason why CHH ain't dead, initially I was like, let's do this mixtape. But I'm like, yo, I'm a beat hoarder. I got all these beats that I'm probably not going to use that are very dope.
Yeah.
Right? So I already, I don't hear Stefanato, my artist, on them. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, why don't I just use them for CHH Ain't Dead? You know what I'm saying? And turn it to an album.
Right.
So that's kind of how this came about. With Volume 1, some new beats got added, like Snot Rag and all that. But a lot of those beats I've been sitting on for a while.
Man, yeah, I'm just sitting thinking about all the beats I'm sitting on. It's ridiculous. I need to pull them out the basket.
You need to do a female version of CHH Ain't Dead for the sisters and use all those beats.
Oh no, might be a good idea. All right, among the collaborations, what I thought was dope when I click your name to listen to the project, I kind of looked at all of the titles of the songs, and then I came upon Mike Peace. Right? I'm like, yo, now I've known Mike Peace for years. He's like,
so you know who he is.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. He's in Rochester, so he's like practically down the street. He's about an hour and some change. And so I've done, performances for events that he's done. Very supportive since I met him and his wife, very loving, caring individuals. So I wanted you to speak about what it means to have, like you say, the godfather of CHH on your project. Like, what was that conversation like? What does it feel like? Had you ever had the chance to meet him face to face? Tell us about him.
So this is the part I'm most excited to talk about. My favorite part of the project. Well, the part that has the most sentimental value for me is to have Mike Peace on it and The Truth talk on it.
Man.
Because I'm like, yo, if CHH ain't dead, what better cosign than to have the godfather of CHH give it the stamp of approval? That's not a video clip I took and stole from someone.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then for me, the world may not know this, but The Truth was the first Christian rapper that I liked that ministered to me. You know what I'm saying?
Me as well, yo. That's crazy.
So just like for me, how when I, in the world, it was Nas, and Nas had the most impression on me. He inspired me the most. And when I came to CHH, The Truth became my Nas. So I tell him that all the time. So to have him be able to talk on that record meant a lot. But now with Mike Peace, I remember being at a Kingdom Choice Awards and he was there and they presented him as the first Christian rapper. I know that's up for debate. People be like, nah, Stephen Wiley, Mike Peace, whatever. I'm like, man, I wonder if I could get him on. So I reach out to Wado. Wado tells me to get at Marcus. Marcus Hall. Marcus Hall, man, God bless you, Marcus. Marcus was like, yo, yeah, no problem. I got you, bro. Like he went out
with his accent.
Yeah, and he made the connect. He texted me back later with Mike P's number, and he like, yo, he said call. So that's all he told me. I hit him up, and this is before the quarantine. I get no response. It felt like almost a month.
Yeah.
So I was just like let down, like, dad, that would have been dope. I wanted Mike Peace to be on Alive and Well. So when he didn't come through, I asked the Truth. The Truth does the record. The same day, the Truth sends me his vocals. The very same day, Mike texts me back.
No way.
Like, yo, I was here, I was there, I was busy, but let's talk. So we talked the next day. I'm like, yo, I'll just make interlude, intro, outro. I'll use this. I need him on it.
Right.
So I'm thinking I gotta like sell myself and run down. Look, I know this person that could co-sign me. He gets on the phone and tells me he's a huge fan. Like, Datin, man,
yo, that's crazy.
Like, yo, we was listening to you. He was like, I told my wife. I was like, yo, I can't believe I'm on the phone with you. He was like, I can't believe I'm on the phone with you. So he was like, my wife is over here excited. I was like, man, praise God, bro.
That's what's up.
So he wasn't just like, oh, yeah, I got you. He was excited to be part of it. He wanted.
He's a genuine dude, man.
Yeah. So
pure.
I told him, you know, of course we put the effect on it. It sounds a little. We wanted to give it that interview type feel.
Yep.
So we added an effect to his vocal, but I was just like, yo, can you record this and this and this? Say this, say this. My man sent me 3 tracks, right, of him talking, like each one 5 minutes, one 9 minutes. One,
oh my God.
He said so much.
I bet.
I could spread it out to the next project.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Yo, that's
so
what's up.
So it's like he's narrating. He could have narrated this whole project.
Yo.
But I wanted to save some.
That's smart.
So, yeah. I was like, nah, I'm gonna put this in the back pocket and I'll use this later.
That's gonna be good.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. So at the end of one of them joints, I'm listening. He takes this break, and I'm like, okay. So I see the audio still running, and then he busts out with he starts spitting around. And I lost it. I went crazy. I was like, yo, my wife is looking at me like, she's super supportive, but she don't get it. You know what I'm saying? She probably thinking like, yo, who this old school sound? And I'm like, oh, you don't get it.
Man,
He's like the first dude, yo.
If y'all don't know, I feel like everyone who steps into this space, just like in secular, right? You got to do your research. I feel like you should know the who is who and in that space, in that regard. So if y'all don't know who Mike Peace is, y'all need to do y'all research. Definitely. When I saw that, I got very excited. That was like I just skipped to that. I couldn't wait to get to that. I wanted to hear what he had to say because I knew he was going to say something that was profound. Which I wrote down a quote here. And this gets into the commitment. Now, we covered concept, we covered creativity, collaboration. I want to get into commitment. And what I mean by commitment is the commitment to the Christian aspect of hip hop, in which we're in. And what does that mean? Something that Mike P said on the project was, we weren't going to be arrogant. We were going to be confident and relentless. And he goes on to say some more. But with that, what does that statement prove about this project and about who you are as an artist within this culture?
The reason why I'm such an advocate for this thing, and it means so much to me, is because I have tasted its fruit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was lost. I'm a hip hop baby. You know what I'm saying? I'm born into this joint. My dad was a DJ, you know what I'm saying? Professional disc jockey doing gigs. I was born into this. Can't nobody exclude me from hip hop. Like, yo, I got uncles that rock with Africa Bombata and the Zulu Nation and Cool Herc, like for real. So, and they was Hispanics. Hispanics been around since the beginning of hip hop too.
You're right.
That's another thing. So, I get saved. My man, you know, with wisdom provided by the Holy Spirit, knew like, yo, this is his love language. This is how he's gonna receive this. Let me play him some solid artists. So as he was doing that, yo, he was witnessing to me doing an A+ job. But I would go home when he brought me to faith, and I just threw it on because I admired the truth's wordplay. I used to say, man, this dude, why he wasting his time doing this whack stuff? But take it home, listen while I'm cleaning my room, and I'm like, yo, my man is dope. It was planting seeds. So me getting witness to like that, I make music to witness to the old Datin. You know, not to get him hooked on my music, but to point him to Jesus Christ.
Interesting.
And that's why I'm so, it's not an idol worship of CHH. It's like God can use this thing. I've seen its fruit. You know what I'm saying? Despite, you know, this one got false motives. This one really ain't rapping about the Lord. Forget that. You know what I'm saying? I know that we can do his will with this thing. And that's why I push for it so hard. And what he said, that quote that you just quoted, when he said that was the part where I was like, yo, I gotta use this.
Yeah.
I gotta use this. We were relentless. Like, here you go. The dude who probably, you know, of course, the Lord used to lay the foundation.
Yeah.
The first dude to do this, a trailblazer for sure. You know what I'm saying? That was his mindset. And it's a reminder to a lot of us that we have steered away from the course.
Yeah.
Here goes the first dude, and this is what he said. We weren't going to be arrogant, but we were going to be
confident
about preaching the Lord Jesus Christ through hip-hop.
Man.
So I was like, oh, man.
And it has to be, it has to feel good, too, because the way you look at him, and I look at him in that way, too, like, yo, like, thank you, you know. So to have the very person who was there since the beginning to say what you feel is important within this culture, and you've already demonstrated that that's what you do, has to feel like, man, I know you already know you're on the right track. You don't need, you know, anybody else's kind of input, like, to say, but it's something about feeling like it's almost like he's saying, I'm proud of you, you know, like, I'm proud that you're moving with the same vigor that we started off with. That's super dope.
Yeah, that's how I felt from him. And then, to me, things like that are just evidence that God is behind it.
Yeah.
We can do so many things in his name, including me. You know, I've done things in his name where there's probably some flesh in it. If you go back and there's some lines where you're like, I might have not said that right now. There's even stuff on CHH Ain't Dead that I'll probably be like, oh, I don't know if I would say that right now where I'm at today, what the Lord is doing in me today.
Right.
We get in the way, you know. But seeing the way the project was put together, the favor from my peers, and then my piece coming together, you think I'm on the treadmill and I have this thought. And then to see it just happen like that,
man.
No, it's God. It's God. It's God.
Yeah.
He made it happen.
No,
like,
yeah, no doubt.
He dropped the nugget. Like, yo, Mike Peace. I was like, yo.
Man.
Let me see if I can get my piece. How the heck that joint happened so fast? Like, it's just God.
Man, it's definitely dope. And I'm looking forward to the next one, to probably just to hear more what he has to say, because I feel like he has so much wisdom and understanding when it comes to this thing.
Some more OGs, some more of the pioneers talking on the second one too.
That's dope. That's gonna be dope. I'm definitely looking forward to Volume 2. I don't know if you want to speak about Volume 2 at all, but I wanted to dig in as far as commitment as well, the way that I look at it is like processes and goals, like staying committed to that too. I wanted to dig into like business. Like you have this goal of something you want to do. What's your process in order to get there? How will you measure those goals? Because I know as far as artists are concerned, sometimes, in the beginning of everything, I was like, yeah, I'm going to put this. I did music because it's my remedy, which it still is. But now I have this business mindset, especially coming from the business aspects in my own company. But having a plan, working that plan, and creating goals that are measurable. Now, like, what would you say as far as this project? Like, what was your main goal? What is your goal, and how is it measurable?
My main goal was, to be honest, and I'm not trying to Christianize it or hit you with cliches. I learned this, and let this be a witness to everybody in here, right? So it is always good to have a plan and to have a goal, right? At
Yep.
first, there's step-by-step goals. Complete the project. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Get it done. First, you got to raise the funds to do it.
Yeah.
Second, then you write it. You're in the writing process. Then third, record. Then
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You go through all those goals. Then, as far as the practical business aspect and pushing it,
Mm-hmm.
I really wanted to. There were some things I wanted to see applied that I learned from trial and error from other projects,
Mm-hmm.
right? Where it's just like, yo, you know what? Last time I tried videos as singles, directed the traffic to YouTube, and then dropped the album. And that ain't really worked well. So you know what? I'll release loose singles, and I'll do them every 3 weeks, and then make sure, like even with the moving graphics, I was very intentional about when I would even post, at what time, at what I would post. I scheduled in my phone, in my Google Calendar. I scheduled posts. Like I still have more to go for this album. So
Major
I'll
key.
post the cover here. I'll do this here. I'll do that there. We know that right now social media, is one of the most effective ways to push your music. So I utilized that, and then I even was intentional about what post I would promote. I sometimes I would anticipate one doing a little better than it did, and it didn't. So then I would, all right, let me just, off the top of the head, right then and there, make a decision to boost it.
Mm-hmm.
But I already knew when I'm dropping the cover, I'm putting X amount of dollars behind it to push it. So all of it was strategic. But sometimes, now let this be a witness to everybody in here, that sometimes you think all of those things are going to guarantee success.
Right.
I think for the world, they work on different principles. If you are a believer, I'm telling you, I'm not trying to sell you, and take my word as thus saith the Lord. I had things before where I've been disintentional about pushing, and it's failed. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And it has not done well.
Yep.
Why? Because my reliance was an opportunity for the Lord to humble me.
Yep.
Because He wants you to be properly prepared and planned.
Yeah.
And you lay those plans down at His feet.
Amen.
And you say, not my will, your
will be done.
You don't go to God with your stuff and be like, look, all right, God, I was responsible. It's for your will, but I did this. I put it together.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to make it happen. Good looks.
Yo.
It don't work like that.
It don't.
So I put out 2 projects prior to this one. When I went to the same posture of heart with this one that I went to with the Roar. I had no expectations. We were responsible with the rollout. It was kind of carefully planned, not as refined as this, because I've learned from trial and error.
Right.
But Bizzle and I did some good planning. The rollout was good, and it did extremely well. The Roar did really good. I believe it streamed over 1 million in 3 months. That's crazy.
Your numbers were high. Yeah.
That again. Sold thousands of copies. It did well. So, but that at the time it was like this: no expectations, and I said, God, if this tanks, Your will be done.
Right.
And boom. So the Menace mixtape, I'm like, okay, I did this, I did this, I did it better last time. I did it even better than the Roar. My rollout's gonna be great. I got better videos. I got this. All right, God, it's for your glory. It did good. It didn't do as well as the Roar, but it did good. I carried that same Menace mixtape process to the Hell in the Hallway. Didn't do good. You know what I'm saying? So relying on my methods to help me receive or succeed, it's not just it. So this time with all I feel like this was the best rollout I've had in a practical sense. You know what I'm saying? In a practical sense. Probably the most money invested into a project. And yeah, I was like, God, your will. I went to my bathroom and prayed and just was like, God, if this don't do good, your will be done. At least let it touch one person.
Yeah.
I know that none of that guarantees all that rollout. I was responsible.
Right.
But none of it guarantees success. It's all in your hand. And then, boom, number 5 on iTunes.
Right.
And I was just like, I can't believe it.
Yeah. I mean, okay. I remember you saying, like, I don't know how this is going to go, but, it is what it is, and in a matter of hours, you was hitting us up saying, yo, this joint is here, and then it rose up from there. Yo, everything in my life, whenever I relied on self, it didn't do so well. Most things failed. When I took a step back and focused on God, and of course you gotta live and you gotta plan and things like that, but the heart of it, the foundation of it, if you put your reliance in Christ, I'm telling you, everything else kind of comes together, and making sure that your success is in Christ at the forefront. Man, whenever I move with that mindset, and things have really, really, like, it's just ridiculous, the opportunities and doors and things that have opened and showcased. But man, even with that though, my prayer is always, God, allow me to steward whatever opportunity that I have. Make sure I just want to do it with excellence in you. Everything that I do, seriously, when I say go all in, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to go all in. Why? Because I want to be an example of excellence in Christ, to hopefully touch somebody to say, yo, what is it about her? All right, yeah, like what something about her, or something about how she does whatever. That's all I care about, because everything else it just failed for me. So this works, man. So it looks like we have like 4 minutes left, and Instagram's gonna cut us off. So within this 4 minutes, I don't know if you have something you want to say, if you want to do the things that people do, like, hey, you can find me here, but I feel like everybody know where to find you. But for those that don't, if you want to shout out, where they could find the project, the floor is yours. And then I'm just going to check and see if there's any questions within the room.
Yeah, no doubt. I'd rather leave most of the time for questions, but, Datin, my handle is matter of fact, I'll just write it in here. Y'all can find me. My handle is @Datin_DDD, and that's my IG. Is probably where I'm operating and moving the most. It's the platform I use the most. I've released a project that we've been talking about. CHH Ain't Dead Volume 1. It's available on all streaming platforms. It's available everywhere. I would like to add that there is a Volume 2 coming out shortly. Probably give me about another 2 months, just because I want this one to breathe. I can have Volume 2 finished in a week. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, like for real. But one of the things I was intentional about doing was I wanted a representative from every CHH camp to be on spread out throughout Volume 1 and 2. So you've seen RMG, Reach, Indie Tribe, there's just a bunch of GOM represented, mad different camps on this. There's been questions like, yo, what about this one? Just know that Volume 2 is coming, and we got a representative on it. So
yeah.
It's gonna be
It's
dope.
definitely dope.
Volume
Definitely
2 is
dope.
gonna be hard. So yeah, let's take some questions.
Yeah, so I know I had this one question about international collabs like UK to US. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
I'm always up for it. Yeah, it doesn't matter the region, it doesn't matter where. Right now I'm in a season where I can't do any collabs, just because I'm so behind. You know, this might be information I shouldn't share, but we working on this GOM album. Trying to do this finish up volume 2.
So are you the hold up?
Nah, I'm not the hold up. I'm not the hold up. We all stalling, bro. We gotta finish this.
No, I'm not stalling. No,
yeah, I know you not. Yeah. You and Jared are definitely like y'all hands are clean. You know what I'm saying? Me Bumps and Selah is different, and Biz too.
Yeah. He'll say it different.
Yeah, he'll say it different, but you and Jared definitely y'all hands are clean. There's no blood on y'all hands.
Somebody said, "What about Roberto?"
Yeah, Roberto, he's on punishment. He exposed me on his IG the other day, so I don't know about Roberto.
Roberto disappeared for a little bit. I was wondering where he went.
That's Snapchat's fault, they didn't have his face, and every time I remember one time I went on random and I was like out and about and they had his face. And I was excited, like, yo, they got his face. I'm gonna do this and this and this. Came back and was gone.
Dang.
So I was like, yo, what? And then I said I gave up, right? And I'm like, yo, I'm not gonna do another one until they bring back him and the uncle's face. And I go back the same day they had the uncle's face. I'm like, yo, all right.
Yo,
so
that's
there's already
crazy.
like 3-4 new skits up.
Yeah, I saw them. Joints is so funny. Somebody said, "For why?" So really quick. My son entered a question for you. My 12-year-old son asked this question. He said, "How do you hope that your music and ministry will benefit the community?"
Man, overall, I just want to point everybody to Christ. There's other people that are built to help them become better people, better humans, better this, better that. I'm all for it. I just want you to know that Jesus Christ is Lord and he died for your sins and rose on the third day. So because he's alive, you can be alive in him. That's it. That's all I want people to know.
That's super dope. Same message here, man. I meant to add the fact that, like, when we first met, right, you were very motivating to me. And like telling me like, yo, you got something, sis, work on this, work on that. And the follow-up was dope too. You opened up and said, yo, you just hit me up, send me music, whatever. I sent you music. You looked over the music and you really gave me solid advice, And I appreciate that because I felt like, yo, man, you way up. At least that's how I looked at it. Like you on this level and I'm like right here. And also being a woman within the genre, we hear a lot of stuff like, a lot of women say they don't get support. I haven't experienced that. Many guys, I grew up surrounded by guys who are very supportive of me within this. And so, like, I'm appreciative. Like, that's something that I wanted to add. Like, I'm definitely appreciative for your advice, for your commitment to, like, just helping me along the way, and still doing it. Like, you still, if I got a question, you answering it, you putting me on, you giving me tips that you've learned. Like, yo, that's really respected. I respect that and I appreciate that. But thank you so much, Datin, for taking this time to give us a look behind the canvas. We appreciate you for giving us a rundown of the concept. You gave us a rundown of the creativity, collaboration, and your commitment to what Christianity means within this culture. So, power to you. Congratulations on the release, and we're looking forward for some more music, especially some collabs with me and you. That's definitely gonna be dope.
Definitely got you on volume 2. We can talk about that. So it is what it is.
I know. It's all good though. It wasn't really about me.
They change it to the bottom so that you can't go. The help is on the way. I'm on my Usain Bolt. Beautiful art.